Put that response in a time capsule right there, because rarely do you get that kind of a personal assessment by Joel Embiid of something that you guys have said, because a lot of times, oh, come on, those guys went back when they played. But this was.
It's true. It's funny, but no one said
it was a great day for me today because, I've been on TV for 19 years. I've never said anything about a player that was personal. And I know Shaq and Kenny, one of the reasons I love doing this show, you got guys who do hot takes on other shows. Like, I want to help all these guys be great players. The turning point in my career, I went to Moses Malone, who I call Dad, the most important person in my basketball career. I said, Moses, why am I not getting to play? He says, you fat and you lazy. And I said, what? He said, you're fat and you're lazy. And I says, so we sit down. He said, Charles, you weigh 292 pounds. You can't play basketball in NBA at 292 pounds. Now, I could have went like today's generation and said, he's just an old man, get off my lawn. But I had to go home and think about that. And I went up to his apartment that night. He says, let's lose 10 pounds. So I went to 290, 280, 270, 260, 250. But when older guys tell you something, it ain't always trying to get off my lawn.
Yeah.
And as I said, Joel Embiid is a good player. It's time for him to be a great player.
I watch a lot of shows. No disrespect to other shows. This show and probably the other NBA show is the only one that can say certain things that we say. So I don't like the word criticism. We don't talk about people. We're just giving you answers to the tests. When it comes to being a great big man, I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to being a great big man, Charles Barkley knows what he's talking about. When it comes to, being a great other, Kenny knows what he's talking about. So I'm not worried about his response. Our job is to critique and tell you what you're doing wrong. The reason why we jump on him, because we see something in him that maybe he doesn't see himself. We see Akeem, we see David Robinson, we see a little Duncan, because we've seen flashes of that before. So if you're going to give us flashes, we know you have it in you. So if you got it in you, it's hard being great. I'm telling you, it's hard averaging 28. It's hard being great.
But let me say one thing. I wonder, and I've said this publicly, and I'm not just saying this now, who on that team is Moses Malone?
Should be Al Horford.
It should, but this is his first year there.
First year there.
And and first of all, he doesn't have that type of personality. Al Horford's a nice guy. But, you played on the team. What's that one guy who you played with?
I used to be that guy.
So,
yeah.
Brian Shaw for me.
Brian, yeah. But I think overall, Joel shouldn't listen to everyone. He should listen to and I'm not tooting our horn, what we're saying, only because we're never going to question his passion. We can't measure that. We're never going to question his thought process. We can't see that. But we can see that he can get to positions on the floor that he's not getting and point those out. When Shaq says he got 7 points a quarter, this is how he did it. When Charles said he got 22 rebounds, this is how he did it. I've been around in the league long enough. I know what it looked like. I know what it looks like. I've been in the locker room with Jordan. I've been in the locker room with Akeem Olajuwon. I know what it looks like. Player of the year, college basketball, high school, all that. Yeah, I know what it looks like. So I hear other people critique him, and they say, oh, you went 0 for 11. What do you do? You're passionate. No, that's wrong. He went 0 for 11 because he didn't seal his man and get positioned every single time like he normally did last year. That's the difference between what we say, tooting our horn, and anybody else.
So we heard his response to what y'all had to say. Now, what will his response on the floor be tonight? Will there be a noticeable difference in your mind in his approach to the game?
I think it will. And, Chuck always makes this point. When you're playing against teams that you could possibly see in the playoff or teams that have another big man, you got to let them know that you're coming. So, they're going to see Boston in the playoffs at some point. So he needs to come out, send a message, let the world know, you know what, those guys are right, guys are wrong, whatever, but they want me to be more dominant. Here I am tonight.
And one of the major points you were making the other night, Charles, was that when you're in a matchup with another guy at your position who is revered as one of the best in the business, like Jokic was, but tonight personal. You got Daniel Tice tonight.
No. Actually, tonight.
Kill him too.
Tonight is, he should say, wait, y'all putting this guy on me?
No question.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
It's
You're
like,
right.
I want to ask you.
You're right.
Like,
You're right.
This is the difference what we saw with Joel.
You're right.
All right? I'm on defense. Charles Barkley's there.
Yeah.
When Charles is like, I'm just going to be good tonight, and I do this, he stays. Now, when he says I'm going to be great, when I do this, you see he moves me.
Right.
He's not allowing me to move him and stay in that position.
Right.
I'm watching
Ernie,
Joel Embiid. Like
you're
that.
right, Chuck.
But let me tell you
You're right, Chuck.
Let me tell you something. They insulted me putting Daniel Tice on me. Like that's like, no, this dude can't guard me. I'm one of the best players in the world. This Tice kid's a nice kid. He's a hard-working dude. But you're supposed to be the best big man in the game. You got to kill him.
How many is he getting tonight?
31.
I say 20. Anything over 28, I'm happy.